Hello everybody, it's not too soon for us to start doing our Christmas decor and ornaments. This is a wood slab that I picked up from Hobby Lobby, and I did put a little bit of stain on it with just some brown paint, and I took a piece of greenery off of one of the picks that I got from Dollar Tree, and I have a little star that I got from somewhere. I'm really not for sure, but I painted it kind of a darker bronzy gold color instead of the little plain wood color that it had. Now we're going to take some of these little jingle blocks and we're going to elevate our star just a little bit to hold it up. I went ahead and I did move the top of the hanger that went lengthwise to the top of this so it'd be a long looking ornament. I'm just going to glue on some of these little red berries that you get from all these little picks that you can get from Hobby Lobby and Dollar Tree. And I'm just putting a little bit of glue, and yes, the glue does melt this greenery, but we're putting something over it. Now I just put a little paint over it just to make it look like it had some snow on it. All Christmases have a little snow. I took a piece of a stick, a wooden stick, and I glued down and made a little hanger and a little trunk. Hey everybody, here's ornament number 2. Guys, this is another Dollar Tree ornament that I've done. You know, you can find these little different things at Dollar Tree just hanging. I kind of brushed off a lot of the glitter with a wet wipe. And this is a little wooden disc that I had. I think I got these maybe from Hobby Lobby. I'm not really for sure, but this makes a good little cute ornament. I did use some burnt umber to just stain the back of it. Now we're going to paint our little deer with some black acrylic paint. And having that glitter on it kind of gave it a little bit of texture. And, you know, some of that glitter did rub off because, you know, I did scrub it pretty hard. But we're going to go all over this. I'm not going to paint the bottom. I don't think I painted the bottom on this one because sometimes that does adhere with your glue, letting it to stick. I don't know why you think anything painted would glue together, but apparently some things just don't do well. We gave this a good little dry. I think it just turned out so cute. It did take a little longer to dry our glitter or paint on this little ornament, I guess because of the glitter maybe. But once I had it dry, I kind of looked on it and turned it every which way to see if I got all of that covered up. Now I've picked one of my picks, and I love using Christmas picks for several different things. You can use them in arrangements, you can use them on ornaments, and just showing here that I'm taking this one apart piece by piece and just using bits and pieces of it. I did kind of go overboard just a little bit, but I wanted that greenery to really shine behind it. I'm kind of bending the little stem there, and you want to keep part of your stem because you want to have a base for your other things to be able to glue to and adhere to them. Like this leaf here, it doesn't really want to glue on a waxed surface, so I have my stem there that I'm putting on and kind of gluing everything together in one piece. You can see I'm just kind of going through and looking at all these pieces however I want them. I have a couple of little tiny pieces we're going to use, and I did change up the look just a little bit by when I decided to glue them on to add them a little bit different areas. I wiped off some of the paint there, and we're going to go ahead and start gluing our little pieces down. You want to make sure that your hanger is pretty much upright. That way you can see where it's at and get your ornament kind of straight. I put a lot of glue on this and it just didn't want to stick. You can see it pulled up some of the paint there. It's going to come up. So then I decided to go ahead and glue on the board, and maybe that would work, and it did work. So we have that down pretty secure. Now I'm just going to build on that one little stem. We're just going to kind of come in here. I'm bending all my little wires and different things. We're not going to see any of these little stems, but this is going to turn out so cute. I still have it on my Christmas tree every year, as with I do all of these ornaments. I did sell a few of them, but these are some of the ones that I did keep. You can make homemade ornaments with your kids, your grandkids. There's so many different things you can do. I'm going to have several different videos with 4 or 5 different ideas each week. I'm just trying to find a little place to sneak in that little piece of greenery. I love those little frosted berries. Those usually come from Hobby Lobby, And believe me, one bunch of those, they're a little bit pricey, but one bunch of them will go a long way in your Christmas decorations. You can see I put just a little bit of glue on that one. We're going to kind of skinny in that little piece there, kind of a little curly Q looking wood piece. I'm just kind of pulling my pieces out, thinking I'm going to add this little leaf here. Am I going to put it another place? And it was okay there, but I thought it kind of looked a little off balance, so we just stuck it on the other side, and it gave a little bit deeper green behind that. Now, these were frosted leaves off of one of the picks. These make really cute decorations when you're using them. I'm going to take some more of those little frosted berries and add to it. Once we have our little deer on, he's just a little silhouette, but we're going to take a little red bead and give him a nose just like Rudolph had. It's just a little seed bead I had. I think he turned out adorable. He does, like I said, make a cute ornament. Now we're going to look at our ornament 3. This is some Jenga blocks, and Jenga blocks are hard to stick together with Stick Fast. Sometimes you might want to use some wood glue, but on this I did use Stick Fast, and I had to sand each one just a little bit. I don't know why, and Jenga blocks are not always the same size. They may look the same in a box, but when you lay them out, they're going to be a little bit different. I did get 4 of these on, and I thought I might have needed a 5th one. So once we have these on, I took some brown paint. You can see I had a whole bunch, way too much. I normally do that, but I always try to put it back in so I can save my paint. I'm not for sure what this was. I think it was just a brown. It could be a burnt umber. It could be a sienna brown. I can't even tell you, to be honest. It's just a brown. But I am using it as a stain, so we're taking a wipe and we're wiping it down. Now you can put a napkin on this. You can put a IOD transfer if you have those. This was a transfer from a couple years ago. They will have some more come out here in the later part of the summer in their Christmas collection. I did paint one of the little wood biscuits the same color, and I put a jute hanger on it. We're going to put a lot of glue. We're going to glue that little biscuit on top of it, and that will hold our little ornament hanger secure. You can see I've got a lot of glue there. We're going to press that down. I did put a little bit of Stick Fast in there and a little hot glue just to keep it for a quick hold. Now I'm rubbing down my rub-on transfer. I think this turned out so cute. We're going to peel him off. And I'm going to take one of my little, kind of like not really a paint palette. It's more of a metallic palette. We're going to take that after we get this good and dry. We're going to take that darker color. We're going to go down around the edges, top and bottom. I always like to have my corners a little bit darker. It's just a thing I've got. Now I'm going to go ahead and go on the sides. We're going to darken this up and make it look so cute. Remember when Dollar Tree had these little chunky cutting boards? I wish they would bring them back. Here is just some white chalk paint. I painted this little chunky cutting board from Dollar Tree. I'm going to use a napkin that I got, and I'm not for sure. I think I got this from Decoupage Central. I do have an affiliate with them, and if you look in my About section, you're going to find all my links. We just added this to the top. This was a quick little ornament. You can put a hanger on these things. You can set the chunky ornaments up on a limb in the trees. Your Christmas trees, if you make your branches have like a little dip in them, you can set these things in there. That's normally what I do. I put just a little bow at the top and a little bit of greenery and a quick little ornament. Here's another Jenga block idea. Here is 5 Jenga blocks, and this is one of the little bags, little treat bags that you can get from Dollar Tree. I think it came in a package of 4 or 5 different ones. I just glued these little Jenga blocks together. We're going to stain them with the same color stain. You think I would know what it is, but guys, I didn't even look. I just know it's a really pretty brown. I'm going to trim this down. I need to cut just a little bit off the sides, a little bit off the top, a little bit off the bottom so that it'll fit perfectly. I want to fray all my edges. I think this looks so cute. You take a little bit off the bottom. I didn't really want to take a whole lot off the bottom because I don't want to lose the bottom of our snowman. You can see I already painted it with a little bit of stain. I did wipe it down. Now I'm just going to dry brush a lot of white underneath it because I want to make the burlap not really pop, but I want that snowman to pop. And you're going to see a big difference here in just a minute. Kind of wiping my edge just a little bit. Now I did put some Mod Podge down. I accidentally cut that part out. We're drying it really good. Now we're going to lay on our little burlap bag. Whoop, maybe I didn't cut it out. There's the Mod Podge. Now we're going to iron it on. I use just a little parchment like you use for your heat tools. When you have a heat press, this is one of the little, kind of like, parchment paper. I'm going to iron that down. It's down really good. And it's really sticking. You can't even tell those are Jenga blocks. It just looks like a little block. I'm going to take the tie out of the other bag that was a plain one. We're going to use that to fashion us a trim around the edge. And I decided to go ahead and just not even do around the edge. I'm going to staple it to the top. Sometimes we change our mind halfway through. These are a little harder to staple, so I had to get a hammer and tap down that staple so that it would hang down, I wouldn't have a gap. I put 3 little balls on the top. I fashioned me a little hook at the top. I put a little bit of stick fast on the knot so it would stay tied up. I'm really careful with beads because I don't want my grandsons, I don't want them to get choked. Hope you guys all had a great time watching these little videos. I'll see you guys all later. Goodbye, everybody.